Hi, and welcome to our new product update, number 3. It's a short one this time, and with me is Jelle, our product manager.
Hi there, guys.
Hi, Jelle. In this one, we're going to talk about new features, fixed bugs, and give you a preview of what's up next on our roadmap. So, Jelle, what is the new feature in our smaller release this time?
Right, we've added some nice quality of line changes today for the meshUser API, so I'll just quickly demonstrate that to you here in Postman. By the way, if you're not familiar here what we're doing with the Postman collection, check out the previous video where we fully explain to you what that Postman collection can do for you. It's really convenient. So I have here the meshUsers list API, and with the new release, we can now filter on some additional options there, so it's really convenient for complicated enterprise IAM setups where you are not sure which email the user has, or you're just kind of figuring out like where's that user hiding that I'm looking for, and we have now some additional filter criteria for that. So these are first name, last name, username, email, and EUID. So I just will show you an example with my name. If I just enable that first name, I send the request and it will show just my user right here. So that's one thing. Another thing we added to the meshUser API is to be able to retrieve a single user. This was kind of missing so far. So here is an example with the partner at meshcloud.io user. So I just click send and I just get that particular user in the request now. This was just a gap that was missing. Then moving on to our panel, we have a nice addition to the mesh platform configuration for Azure in this case. So if you go to a mesh platform.
Can you hold on here and explain real quick what a mesh platform is, or what does mesh platforms mean here?
Right, it's a good question. It's kind of our terminology. So the mesh platform is where our software intersects with the software of the cloud provider. So in this case for Azure, it is really the place where we configure how Azure behaves within meshStack. You could even, in theory, have multiple Azure mesh platforms if you want. For example, if you have multiple AAD tenants, it's something you can consider. In this case, it's just one of these here, our main Azure platform configuration, and I'll just quickly show you a nice addition we've made. So if you go to settings and config, and this is where all the complicated configuration happens, we have the principal client secret. So this is the password pretty much of the user that calls the API of Azure. And previously, if you would update this value, it wouldn't directly get applied. So it would still do replication and tenant updates with the old password. And this is now improved and fixed. So now if you would update the principal client secret, it directly will do any API calls in the future with this new secret.
Cool. Great feature, that one.
Yeah, all right.
Who is that? This is the end of the mystery. Well.
Then let's go to our bug fixes we have in this release.
Right, a few small ones this time. So for user deletion, we've noticed some minor issues there. So in some cases, for example, if your user was still assigned to one or more customers, the deletion would not go through. This is fixed now and it will go through again. Another case was with OpenStack or Cloud Foundry configuration. If that user was mentioned in any platform configuration, the deletion would also not go through. And for those cases, that's also now fixed. So user deletion is now a lot smoother. The other issue we fixed is with Google CO2 reports. So something we've also announced previously is that we have for Google Cloud an integration with the CO2 reporting functionality within meshStack. And in some cases the export wouldn't go through. And this is also now fixed. So if Google finishes the billing cycle on their end and they input all the CO2 data, after about 2 weeks the CO2 reports will directly be imported in your meshStack as well.
That's all for what we've included in the last release. So let's have a look at what's next in the next releases, basically.
Just one small sneak peek that I wanted to show you guys is for the access control within meshStack. So especially for people that have been with us for a longer time, you guys know we have a customer level access and a project level access. And yeah, some people, especially people that use meshStack for the first time, didn't really get that concept. So to make that easier and more apparent, and I'll show you that right here in this video clip, we have introduced a new dialog that really tells you and is explicit about it. So here we add a customer role, the plus is clicked, and right here you see now a dialog that will pop up and that shows you, okay, hey, the user was added, please add them also to one or more projects. We really hope that this will help users, especially first-time users, with that confusion and just directly get going, get the right accesses set up, and no more support tickets coming in. So we really hope that this will help. I hope it will make it to next release, if not the one after, so stay tuned.
Cool, thank you. I think that makes a lot of sense to have that in there and make it easier.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jelle, and thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you want to subscribe to the product newsletter, then you can do so via the link in the description, and I think we see you next time.
All right, sounds good. See ya.